But joining me now with a little perspective from the House Republican Conference, South Dakota Congressman, Republican Dusty Johnson. Congressman, you're still a congressman-elect, at least for this Congress. All right. Is there an end game this week, or are we destined for at least another weekend of this?
Well, I wouldn't want to speculate on the timeline other than to say that there actually is real progress being made. I've been in some of these negotiations, and you can tell that there are the right people at the table and that they actually do want to get a deal.
That's an interesting way you just put that. But do you have are there 217 or 218 Republicans who want to come to a deal? Right? I guess that's the trick there. Chip Roy wants to get to a deal. I think he seems to be negotiating in good faith, but even he admits he only speaks for about 10 of these folks.
That is true. Part of the problem has been of the 20 holdouts, they all have kind of a little bit different story, and I get it. This is a complicated town, I think there are 218 votes there, but let's remember there don't have to be 218 votes. Nancy Pelosi, Newt Gingrich, Boehner, at different times, they all became elected speaker with 216 votes. Listen, I still think McCarthy's going to get 218. He's clearly well positioned for that, but it doesn't have to happen that way either.
Do you find these votes, the fact that you can't get the votes to adjourn, and we're sort of going through this process, is it helpful at all to McCarthy's cause, or is it hurtful?
Well, I think you can tell some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, the Democrats, have a certain amount of schadenfreude. They are enjoying the chaos on the right side of the aisle. So they've made it harder to navigate. They've made it harder to adjourn, but that's fine. You and I both know that what is happening on the House floor is mostly performative. There's kind of a political theater angle to that, and that's fine. We can do that. But I got to tell you that even while that's going on, there are good faith actors who are making real progress. Slow and steady is going to win the race.
I've had another McCarthy ally say to me, the fact that nobody else is sniffing around the speakership is proof that McCarthy, at least you guys, and I'm curious if you're willing to go weeks if necessary on this?
That's what has been fascinating to me. We have a tendency to talk about, oh my gosh, are there 4 or 5 or 6 never Kevins? And isn't that a huge problem? Here is a problem for everybody else. There are 50 or 60 or 70 only Kevins. There is not another candidate out there that can secure the votes necessary to become Speaker of the House. Listen, maybe it's going to take us 6 months to figure that out. I hope it won't. Maybe it'll take us 6 weeks. I don't think it will. I think in the next few days it's going to become real clear that the best thing to do for this country is to have us get together, get Kevin McCarthy 218 votes, and let's get to work.
Is there a point where you think Kevin McCarthy's given up too much?
Well, no deal is easy in this town, and kind of by definition, that means that when you have a deal, everybody's a little uncomfortable, everybody's a little irritated, everybody has the sense that they've given up too much. I'm the chairman of a group of between 70 and 80 pragmatic conservatives who care about getting things done, the Republican Main Street Caucus. We had a meeting today, and their message loud and clear to me was, you know what, we still think we're headed in the right direction. We're probably getting irritated enough where it means that we're getting close to a deal, and I think we are.
What kind of feedback are you getting from home, from constituents?
Honestly, I hear way more from constituents about the border and about inflation and about all of the snow we have had in South Dakota the last couple of weeks than I do about all of this inside baseball. To the extent they want to talk about it, clearly, this is a bit of a black eye. They want a U.S. House that functions, that looks like we're all adults, that we're big boys and big girls. This is not a good look. I know that. But at some point, we're going to land the plane. And I actually think that the Republicans will be better positioned because if we don't figure this out in month 1, then we are going to have this Greek tragedy repeated week after week. Well, let's just figure out how to work with one another right now.
I was just going to say that was the message James Comer seemed to have yesterday. He's willing to have this awful fight now because if you paper over it, you're just going to have it for the first budget. You're just going to have it for an appropriations bill. You're just going to have it for a defense funding bill. Is he right?
He is right. We have all been in those professional relationships or sometimes a personal relationship where you just don't really have the fight right then because you don't want to. Maybe you're conflict avoidant. That isn't actually good. At some point, if you don't have a fight on Monday, you got to have it on Tuesday or Thursday or the next Monday. We are getting closer. There are conversations, and I'm not kidding around. There are conversations that are happening between legitimate, moderate Republicans from swing districts and ultra-conservatives from Trump 50 districts that would never have happened if not for this admittedly chaotic, odd period before we elect a speaker.
Dusty Johnson, Republican from the statewide elected seat in South Dakota. Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Good luck, and brew some more coffee.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.